Before I start speaking on Lord Balaram, I just express thanks to all the devotees who have expressed concern about the condition of my back. It's much better than it was a few weeks ago. Almost decided to give a talk today, not lying down, but then decided better to be safe than sorry. So today on Lord Balaram's appearance day, we pray to Lord Balaram for spiritual strength. He's the source of all strength, so I can pray to him if he so desires to give some strength, give me some backbone so that I can serve his mission within this world. Vahasi, Vahusi, Vapushi, Vishade, Vasanang Jaladabham, Halahati Bhiti, Milita Yamunabham, Keshavadhrita, Haladhara Rupa, Jaya Jagadisha Hare, Jaya Jagadisha Hare, Jaya Jagadisha Hare. Lord Balaram wears white. He has a white body and wears garments that are colored blue, like the river Yamuna, and he's very famous for making Yamuna afraid by pulling her with his plow. To that plow-holding form of Keshava, we offer our respectful obeisances. Here at ISKCON Salem in Tamil Nadu, South India, we had a very ecstatic beginning to the celebration of Balaram Purnima this morning. A very ecstatic kirtan led by Chitta Hari Prabhu. I wasn't there, not quite. For weeks I haven't been in Mangalarti. But just from the side, I was lying down and hearing. And I felt that Lord Balaram, who's famous for dancing, among other things, he's also a great dancer. Lord Balaram dances with the cowherd boys, dances with the gopis, his own gopis. He dances as Lord Nityananda at Panihati. He danced non-stop, day and night, with his associates for 3 months. So I felt that he must have been inspiring all the devotees, and if they'd have become more, even a little more ecstatic than Lord Balaram would have personally appeared. He was personally there. He was there when they were chanting Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Very big festival today in the temple of Krishna Balarama, where Srila Prabhupada installed the deities. Devotees come from all over Europe to the temple of Krishna Balaram. Wait a minute, Krishna Balaram temple's in Vrindavan. Well, there's another Krishna Balaram temple, deities of Krishna Balaram, exquisitely beautiful, that Srila Prabhupada installed at New Mayapur in France. Now, actually, they wouldn't have come from all over Europe today, but previously, that was before all this corona madness, and so many devotees, they would come from all over France. Very big festival there in New Mayapur. There are so many pastimes of Lord Balaram. Today, I'm just going to speak about Balaram's killing of Dhenakasura, the ass demon. And apart from the Srimad Bhagavatam narrative, as we have it from Vyasadeva, from Srila Prabhupada, in his Krishna book, I'm going to intertwine some comments from Sanatana Goswami and from Garga Samhita. Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur in his Chaitanya Shikhamrita describes the various demons who are killed by Krishna and Balaram in their Vrindavan pastimes, and how these demons, they are representative of the various demons within the minds of the aspiring devotees. So Balaram killed Dhenakasura, the ass demon, but he's still there. This ass is within the mind of every conditioned living being. The ass represents ignorance, foolishness, and stubborn pride. The ass is engaged as a beast of burden by the washerman. In India, traditionally, the ass will carry huge loads of washing, cloths to be washed on his back. He may be engaged in carrying stones for construction, very, very heavy. The spindly body of the ass has to carry these heavy stones. It's beaten by the owner, and all he gets for his effort is a little grass to eat, which he could get anyway. It's at the side of the road. The grass grows pretty much everywhere. And his other great emolument is enjoying sex with the Sri ass, Mrs. Donkey, who gives him a good kick in the face when he goes to try and enjoy her. So materialistic sense enjoyers, they're like that. They're foolish, ignorant, they're very proud also, and they've got a lot to say. We can hear the ass. He, although being such a fool, he has a lot to say, but it's all meaningless. If you hear the ass's bray, you hear he makes a sound very loudly, but it gradually fades away to nothing. That's what an ass sounds like for all the modern people who never saw an ass in their life, or let alone heard it bray. So like that. The ass makes a big noise, and then he says, oh, no one's interested in what I'm saying, and he just fades away out of disappointment. The big philosophers, there's so many big things to say, and they just fade away. And they become an ass. They actually become an ass. So the ass, Bhaktivinoda Thakur says, he is symbolic of total ignorance of spiritual reality. Just doesn't know, doesn't care, totally apathetic, to uninterested in anything, any spiritual matter. He's convinced of his own material intelligence, even though he doesn't have any. He's kicked by material nature, has to work so hard just for a little petty material enjoyment, but at the same time he's very proud and very stubborn and not wanting to hear about the tidings of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu that can lift him out of this ignorance. So he's addicted to material knowledge. Bidya bilash. Joro bidya jato mayar bhaibhav tomar bhajane badha. Anitya samsari moha janamaya jeev ke kare gadha. Bhaktivinoda Thakur sings that this so-called knowledge, dull knowledge, material knowledge, it means it's not really knowledge at all, but it's perverse reflection of knowledge. What we think is knowledge, it's simply a display of Krishna's illusory potency. And it makes the living being into an ass. He thinks, I'm very learned, I'm very intelligent, I know so much. But what happens is that it binds him in this material world. It gives rise to more and more illusion, and in this way is an impediment to understanding Krishna and to serving Krishna. So in this way, we are all asses. We all have a big ass inside our mind, jumping around, thinking, I'm very intelligent, I'm very smart, I'm very great. We carry the heavy load of our desires for material enjoyment, the heavy load of material attachments. So these two demons, Dhenukasura and Pralambasura, they were killed by Balaram. So we have to take help from Balaram to uproot these material desires, these obstacles on the path of loving Krishna. So Dhenukasura represents material knowledge and spiritual ignorance. Pralambasura represents the desire for women, worship, position. So the devotee has to strive to remove these desires from his heart, taking help from powerful Balaram. Dhenuka, again, ignorance. We don't know who we are. We don't know what is our real identity. We don't know who is Krishna. We don't know what is the name of Krishna. So the devotee has to endeavor to remove them and takes help from Balaram. If the devotee is humble, remember Dhenuka means the pride of thinking I'm very great. So in devotional service, humility is required. Without humility, there's no meaning, there's no entrance into devotion. There must be at least some humility to understand I'm not this ass who's jumping around in my consciousness and kicking me. I'm not this ass. I need help. Krishna, please help. So then Krishna, being very merciful, he calls Balaram, hey Balaram, you killed that demon, right, Dhenuka? That's yours. You go help there. Then Balaram helps us to remove these obstacles. Balaram, he can do anything. He's holding up all the universes by his expansion as Ananta. So he has the strength, all strength. We don't have the strength, but we can take strength from Balaram. He can help us to progress in devotional service. And of course, on this path of devotional service, we have to take help from the Guru, who is the representative of Balaram. The Guru gives spiritual knowledge which displaces, supersedes, and destroys that so-called material knowledge. And the Guru gives us strength, and it is a conduit for the mercy of Lord Balaram. So Balaram is known as Adi Guru because he's the first expansion of Krishna, and he says, oh, go to Krishna, go to Krishna. He's the first one to tell us to go to Krishna. So this Dhenukasura, great demon, how did anyone get the form of such a demon? How did that happen? What happened? What do you have to do to become Dhenukasura? I don't recommend it. It's hard to be such a big demon that you can directly enter Krishna Leela. How did anyone get that position of being in Vrindavan, at least superficially? Being in Vrindavan means to love Krishna. But Dhenuka had just the opposite mentality. So was he in Vrindavan? Yeah, superficially. But he was not in. He was there as a prop for Krishna's pastimes, but he wasn't loving Krishna. He had an attitude of enmity toward Krishna and Balaram. But anyway, it's no small-time demon who gets to be directly killed by Krishna and Balaram. He wasn't a small-time demon. He came from an illustrious line of demons, descending from the Adi Daitya. Adi Daitya means Hiranyakashipu, Hiranyaksha. They're described as the original Daitya, because Daitya, demon, it literally means son of Diti, or in the dynasty of Diti. So from Hiranyakashipu came Prahlad, from Prahlad came Virochana, from Virochana came Bali, and from Bali, one of his sons was named Sahasika. Sahasika was a demon. There's a dynasty of demons. They're very proud. We are the great demons. Asura Varya. Prahlad praised. Is it praise? Well, maybe Hiranyakashipu took it like that. When Prahlad addressed him as the foremost among the demons. Hiranyakashipu, yeah. I'm the biggest demon. Yeah. Biggest demon means biggest fool and rascal, but it's quite a line of demons, quite powerful, very powerful living beings. So Sahasika was one time enjoying with women, and the demons, they imitate Krishna. So he didn't just have one or two; he had 10,000 women with him on the Gandhamadana mountain, and he was having musical instruments and doing some dancing, imitating some Rasa Leela like this. Very poor imitation, but it's pretty good by the standards of this material world. So all the sound of this dancing and laughing and music and ankle bells and all this, this disturbed Durvasa Muni, who was meditating in a cave within the mountain. And just some general advice for anyone in this material world: if you want to disturb anyone, you shouldn't want to disturb anyone, but if you want to disturb anyone, don't disturb Durvasa Muni. He's the wrong person to get on the wrong side of. He's a great saintly person, no doubt, but he does have a quick temper, and he curses very easily. He's a partial expansion of Lord Shiva, Ashutosha, who's very easily pleased and very quickly disturbed also. So he'll curse very quickly. Everyone in the universe who has a little sense, they know not to disturb Durvasa Muni. So here he is. So Durvasa comes out of his cave, and there he is, Sahasika enjoying himself. This is wonderful. All of a sudden, out comes Durvasa, angry like anything, thin body, emaciated by austerities, with a long beard, and whoa, you fool! You're just like an ass. To call someone an ass is an insult. He was a great person. He wasn't used to being insulted. But he didn't just say, you are like an ass. He said, you're like an ass? Okay, you be an ass. You go and be an ass. And after 400,000 years, so this curse of a sage is very often a benediction, because he got cursed to become an ass within Mathura Mandala, the eternal abode of Lord Sri Krishna. So you go there and you go to Talavan, the forest of tala trees. Tal means palm fruit tree. And after 400,000 years, you will be liberated from this situation by Lord Balaram. Why Balaram? Well, Krishna arranged this because he had told Prahlad Maharaj that none of your descendants will be killed by me. So that's one reason why Bali Maharaj, when Krishna came as Vamana, he didn't kill Bali. He tricked him. Another reason, of course, is because Bali is a great devotee. So that benediction was there, so I won't kill. So then he had Balaram killed Dhenuka. Of course, Balaram's also an expansion of Krishna, but not exactly. He's different and non-different from Krishna. So Garga Samhita describes that Kamsa, being an extremely powerful demon, what did he do? Well, you'd think that being an extremely powerful demon, he would attack the demigods. Yeah, he did that. But first of all, what did he do? He attacked all the demons. All these big demons we find in Krishna Lila. Aghasura, Bakasura, Keshi, Arishta, Vyomasura. They were all, first of all, conquered by Kamsa, who brought them under his control. Then Kamsa went to the heavenly planets and conquered over there, and he came back to Mathura. Mathura, apart from being the holy place in the universe, is also a place which is desired by the demons. It was founded by Madhu, the demon, founded the first city there was Madhupuri, of Madhu, the demon who was killed by Lord Vishnu, and later Lord Rama. Killed by Lord Vishnu means Shatrugna, the killer of enemies, who was sent there by Lord Rama to kill Madhu was killed and then by Lord Vishnu, and then his son Lavana, salty demon, Lavanasura, came and established the Madhupuri. Madhupuri was the place of Madhu. He was killed, and then Lavanasura ruled over there. So he was ruling there, and Shatrugna was sent, and then Shatrugna founded the Mathura. And later Kamsa came, and he took over that whole area, which is traditionally the land ruled over by the Shurasena dynasty. He ruled over there. Later, for many years, Mathura was a great center of Buddhism. So demons like Mathura also. So Kamsa, he was ruling over there, and he sent this Dhenuka to the Talavan, because just close to Mathura, the Talavan, the forest of tal trees, were beautiful, fragrant palm fruit trees, and Kamsa thought, they're all for me, no one else should have them, all these beautiful fruits. So Dhenuka, he will protect that. So no one like that, Krishna or anyone else, will enjoy those fruits. So that was Dhenuka's job on behalf of Kamsa, to protect the forest from Krishna. What a demon, huh? We want to bring all nice things to Krishna, and Dhenuka and Kamsa want to see that Krishna don't get the nice things, that we shall enjoy them. That's a demoniac mentality. So that was Dhenuka's job. That Talavan is still there theoretically, but there's no palm fruit forest anymore. There are a few palm trees here and there, but like so many things, by the influence of Kali Yuga, the Rajamandal is covered over, just like this. There are so many things. So many things. Gyanavapi, that well is there in Mathura, there's now a Sufi mausoleum, Dargah, Muslim, overseen by Muslims. So anyway, it's described in Srimad Bhagavatam how Krishna and Balaram, they were just coming to about 6 years old, Poganda age. And they wanted, along with the cowherd boys, to start herding the cows. Previously to that, they'd been herding the calves. Now they're pretty young boys to be herding big cows. Herding calves, okay, but big cows, you'd hardly expect little boys to do it. Of course, Krishna and Balaram, they're not so little, and they're not so incapable. They're not little kids. But Nanda Maharaj didn't know that. But nevertheless, he gave permission. He and the older cowherd men, the fathers of Krishna and Balaram, they allowed that. The cows were also very anxious, so they wanted Krishna and Balaram to take them out. They already had that experience of personally feeding Krishna, and as Krishna expanded himself into all the forms of the calves. So Krishna and Balaram, they entered the forest. And before the Dhenukasura Leela is described in Srimad Bhagavatam, it describes how Krishna entered the forest of Vrindavan and with Balaram, and he was just seeing the beauty of the forest, the clear lake with the water which resembles the clear mind of great saintly persons, and trees bowing down under the weight of the fruit, bowing down. The weight of the fruit made the trees' branches sag down, and Krishna saw all these trees. They're offering obeisances to Balaram. They're so eager to serve you. Of course, the trees are eager to serve Krishna and Balaram, but Krishna was praising Balaram. These trees are so eager to serve you, and they're bowing down to offer respect to you. They're all great sages in previous lives, so they're bowing down to offer respect to you and to offer you the fruits and flowers to get out of the ignorance of the tree body in which they are born. The bees were following Krishna and Balaram because Krishna has his Vaijayanti garland, a very long garland down to the knees from forest flowers, which the cowherd boys would make for Krishna and Balaram, and the bees would follow. And Krishna said, the bees are following you and chanting your glories. They must have been great sages in their last lives. The peacocks were dancing out of joy. I heard this morning, just before Mangalat, peacocks in the fields. They must have been thinking, oh, today is Balaram's appearance day. So they were joyfully calling out. The deer are glancing at you out of the corners of their eyes, just like the gopis. They look out of the corners of their eyes. The cuckoos, the kokil, they're singing sweetly, just like the sages chanting Vedic prayers. And Sanatana Goswami says that Balaram, hearing this, he was feeling a little shy. He didn't like to be praised so much by Krishna. He turned his head away out of shyness. Sanatana Goswami knows. He's there. He sees everything in Krishna's pastimes. Krishna told Balaram that this grass of Vrindavan is blessed by your walking on it. The trees and the creepers, by the touch of your fingernails and your toenails, they are blessed. The rivers and the mountains and the animals, by your merciful glance. So in this way, Krishna is feeling great ecstasy in praising Balaram, praising Vrindavan and praising Vrindavan, how Vrindavan is exulting in glorifying Balaram. Actually, of course, Krishna is the center of all pastimes. Krishna, in Vrindavan, Krishna is the cynosure of all eyes. But Krishna, he's praising that Balaram, it's you. So Krishna and Balaram, in this way, they enjoyed their pastimes in the forest. Balaram, he serves Krishna as an elder brother, protects him, gives him good advice when Krishna does bad things, like giving Rukmi a shave to make him look stupid, to match his actual stupidity. So Krishna, he gets chastised by Balaram, so mildly chastised by his elder brother. And his friends, they dance and sing and laugh and joke together as they're herding the cows. And Balaram also serves Krishna sometimes in a junior, as if he's a junior, by massaging his legs. And Krishna also likes to massage Balaram's legs as a younger brother. Sometimes they would hold hands together and dance and sing. Krishna and Balaram would praise the cowherd boys who are playing in different ways, dancing, singing, fighting together. Krishna and Balaram praising the cowherd boys would say that these cowherd boys, their singing is so sweet that they're making the Gandharvas seem stupid. Their dancing is so attractive that the Vidyadharas, who are famous for dancing, they just look foolish in comparison. And by their fighting, their mock fighting, their playing, these cowherd boys, they're giving fear to the three worlds. So in this way, there's a description of Krishna and Balaram playing with the cowherd boys in the forest. They all wanted to become pillows for Krishna when he would lie down after getting tired. They'd all want that Krishna and Balaram would rest their heads on the cowherd boy's legs. So Krishna expanded himself. So all the cowherd boys got the opportunity that their legs would become pillows for the Lord. Now that's service, isn't it? But legs, you're going to have the Lord put his head on your leg. Well, they're cowherd boys after all. They're not so sophisticated. They're loving Krishna in this way. Some of the boys, the names are given, Sridhama, Subal and Stoka Krishna. They requested Krishna, we always smell the beautiful smell of these palm fruits. They're just in season now. The smell is so nice. We want to go and we want to eat them, but we can't eat them because these demons, these asses. It wasn't only Denaka; he had a whole army of asses with him. They're protecting it, so we want to eat them. Why don't you just go and do something to those demons, and then we can enjoy it. Now, Vishwanath Chakravarti, And before that, Sanatana Goswami say that actually the cowherd boys, they wanted Krishna to enjoy the fruit. They weren't so, it wasn't so much that they wanted to enjoy it. Naturally they wanted, but they wanted that Krishna should enjoy. But why this beautiful fruit is there, and why shouldn't Krishna enjoy it? Because some demon is there. But they thought, if we present that we want to enjoy it, then Krishna, he loves us, he'll definitely he'll definitely go and kill the demons. And then we can all enjoy the fruit. That's what they thought. So on the plea that they wanted to enjoy the fruit, they arranged this pastime of Krishna and Balaram killing those demons. So Dhenukasura, he was an ass. Yeah, he was an ass. He was definitely an ass. He was foolish like an ass. But he wasn't just some ordinary little ass. He was as strong as 100,000 lions. And in the absence of Krishna or anyone else coming to try and take the fruit, he would terrorize the animals and the birds in the forest. So he's a demon. He needs someone to, if he can't find anyone to torture, then he'll torture the animals and the birds. His body was like a mountain, his eyes like big round wells, his teeth were like poles, and his belly was like a mountain cave. He had a fearful moving tongue with 100 hustas, 100 hand-widths long. His navel was like a great palace, and his roar was frightening. So he didn't just bray like an ass, but he had a demoniac roar also. So Balaram entered the forest first. He's the elder brother. He should go in first of all, check out the scene, see what's going on. He's the elder man here. He's the strong guy, so he should check out the dangerous situation. First of all, Balaram himself made a big roar, and you can imagine that when Balaram roars, he's the source of all strength in the universe. He's the source of unlimited Ananta with unlimited strength. He shook the trees, which Dhenuka is supposed to be protecting, and this is a big insult. It's a challenge. By shaking the trees, the fruit fell down, and Sanatana Goswami comments that not only did the trees shake, but because of the powerful shaking of Lord Balaram, the whole universe shook. That's Balaram. So at that time, Dhenuka, how could Lord Balaram enter and start shaking the trees when Dhenuka was protecting them? He was taking a snooze, lazy ass. But he got woken up by this sound of Balaram, and he became very angry. When you say he became very angry, these demons, they're always angry, but he became more angry. So Dhenuka made a big roar, as you can imagine, and attacked. So how does a demon attack? Well, Dhenuka attacked Balaram by it's back to front attack, by kicking him with his back legs. So Balaram picked up those legs, whirled him around, and threw him away, 8 miles away, smashed his head. He fell unconscious. But then he got up again, because those demons, they're not so easy to kill. Of course, Balaram, he can kill the whole universe just by thinking about it, but these are pastimes after all. So he got up and he attacked the cowherd boys, this time taking a 4-horned form. The demons, they can change form and at will. So all the cowherd boys, they suddenly find themselves attacked by this 4-horned demon. So Sridham hit him with a stick. Subal punched him. Stoka Krishna, these are all the names of cowherd boys, had a rope, because the cowherd boys, they carry sticks and ropes for tying the cows. So Stoka Krishna whipped him with a rope. Arjuna, the cowherd boy named Arjuna, and Angshu, another cowherd boy, they threw him. Vishal and Rishabh kicked him. Tejasvi grabbed his throat and tried to strangle him. Devaprastha slapped him, and Varutapat, another cowherd boy, he hit him with a ball, the things they're playing with. And Krishna grabbed Dhenuka with both hands, whirled him around and threw him onto Govardhan Hill, where he lay unconscious for an hour. But then Dhenuka came back to life and shone with a blazing form like fire and swallowed Krishna. He's not the only one who swallowed Krishna. Bakasura swallowed Krishna. Aghasura swallowed Krishna. And now Dhenuka, we find, also swallowed him. Then Krishna, within the body of Dhenuka, manifested himself like a blazing fire. So the demon, finding himself, he's about to die from... so sometimes you eat hot food and you feel like it's blazing fire in your stomach. Well, you have Krishna's blazing in his stomach. It's Aham Vaishvanaro Bhutva. He became more than digestive fire. It was a fire that could burn the whole universe. So Dhenukasura vomited him out, and then he assumed his normal form as an ass, but he still had some horns, and he grabbed Krishna on the edge of his horns and flew 100,000 yojanas, 800,000 miles into the sky, and then Krishna and Dhenuka, this is all from Garga Samhita, Krishna and Dhenuka fighting in the sky, and eventually Krishna threw Dhenuka, threw him back to the earth, and his bones are all broken, Dhenuka unconscious. But these demons, then again, they're not so easily defeated, so after some time he managed to get up, and he's still got some life in him. He's giving a good fight here, so he got up and again roared. Then Dhenuka, he uprooted Govardhan Hill. Now Govardhan Hill had gone to that spot and not to be lifted up again, but Dhenuka uplifted him, uplifted Govardhan and threw Govardhan Hill at Krishna. Krishna caught the hill and threw it back at Dhenuka. The demon caught that hill and threw it back at Krishna. And Krishna thought, this is too much. And he took the hill and put it back in the right spot again. So this is going on. So then Dhenuka, finding himself not able to defeat Krishna, tried again to attack Balaram. And roaring away, Dhenuka, the whole universe echoed with the sound. The earth shook. Then with both hands, Balaram grabbed the demon, threw him on the ground. With his head broken, he fell unconscious. Lord Balaram caught him this time by the front hooves, and with one hand whirled him around and threw him into the top of one of the palm trees, and they all fell down like a pack of cards or a domino effect. In the Srimad Bhagavatam, we're told that this killed Dhenuka, but in the Garga Samhita there's more still, that Balaram killed him with his fist. Then the other asses, they also decided, hey, we want to fight too. Our illustrious leader, the leader of all us highly respectable asses, just got killed. So we're all servants of Kamsa. So they also attacked Krishna. They attacked Krishna because they were afraid of Balaram. They thought, Krishna's pretty powerful, but this Balaram actually killed Dhenuka. So they attacked Balaram. Or another version that Sanatana Goswami says is that seeing them going to attack Balaram, Krishna stood in between them to stop them attacking Balaram anymore. So Dhenuka, he's dead. He's finished. Jai Balaram. But he's not finished because Nayang bhutva bhavita vada ajo nityang shashvato yang purana. The body is finished, the soul is not finished. So leaving that body, Dhenuka manifested a superbly beautiful, darkish form with yellow garments. Sounds a bit like Krishna. Not like exactly Krishna, but something like that. And decorated with a forest flower garland. And then a chariot appeared with 100,000 of the Lord's associates, decorated with 1,000 flags. It had 1,000 wheels pulled by 10,000 horses with 100,000 chamaras. This is the chariot. Yellow, studded with many jewels, 8 miles long, very beautiful in this way, traveling at the speed of the mind, decorated further with bells and tinkling ornaments. So a chariot appeared. Then the demon, who was no longer a demon, had been liberated from this form by the mercy of Krishna and Balaram. They circulated Krishna and Balaram, and filling all directions with light, he ascended the chariot and went to Goloka Vrindavan. This is the mercy of Lord Balaram. We may be as foolish and stubborn as an ass, but if we can get Lord Balaram's mercy, we can go to the spiritual world. It's not recommended to fight with Balaram, but to try to get his mercy by serving him. Balaram will be very pleased if we serve Krishna, and Balaram will give his mercy and deliver us from our ass-like state. And bit ironic, maybe anticlimactic or something, but those, after doing all that to free the forest so that the fruits could be eaten, Krishna and Balaram and the cowherd boys decided, the fruit's all full of blood now, so let's leave it. We won't take it. And the low-class people like the Pulindas, the Aborigines, they came along and they enjoyed it. And this way Krishna and Balaram gave their prasad, their mercy, to the locally, the Aborigine people also of Vrindavan. And that's the story of Dhenukasura. By the mercy of Balaram, we can join those pastimes. That's what we're doing here in the Krishna consciousness movement. We're praying for the mercy of Balaram so that we can serve him, serve Krishna eternally in the spiritual world. How are we going to get there with an ass-like mentality? Well, it's very difficult to give up that ass-like mentality. But by the mercy of Lord Balaram, it is possible. So, Brajendarandanje Shachi Shuta Hoilo Shai Balarama Hoilo Nitai Dino Hino Joto Chilo Hariname Udharilo Tar Shaki Jagai Madhai. Jagai and Madhai were another couple of ass-like people who were delivered by Krishna and Balaram, who appeared in the form of Gauranga Mahaprabhu and Nityananda Prabhu, and lifted up all the sinful and rascal people by the power of the holy name. And the power of the holy name is still there. The whole parampara, Krishna and Balaram, they're all helping us. They're all telling us, Jeev Jago, Gaura Chanda Bali. They're relaying the message of Gaura Chandra. Utishtata, Jagrata, Prapya, Varangni, Bodhita. Get up, wake up, don't be an ass. Come to Krishna, chant Hare Krishna. Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda. Shri Advaita Garadhara, Shivasadi, Gaura Bhaktivinoda. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Vahasi Vapushi, Vishade, Vasanang Jaladabham, Halahati Bhiti, Milita Yamunabham, Keshava Dhritta, Haladhara Rupa, Jai Jagadisha Hare, Jai Jagadisha Hare, Jai Jagadisha Hare. Vancha Kalpataru Bhascha Kripa Sindhu Bhirevacha Patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha.